All right, I have returned. I I woke up this morning and my schedule got totally reshifted. Uh Completely disorganized for for the weekend, which is crazy. But I suddenly had like 2 hours that I wasn't doing anything with. So I went, I ate, and I decided that I wanted to record a video. I don't think it'll be super long because I have been working on a project for the past however long, and that project has been eating up all of my time. I wanted to. This is where the free run stuff is going so far. I kind of want to change the color palette because I'm actually not a fan. It's like really like gray and whatnot, and I want to go through and do some fun color palette-y stuff to make it way more vibrant. But yeah, this is about where we're at on that one. I haven't done anything with it since I started re-recording, but I did a lot of like off recording work on it because I had some time here and there and wanted to sit down and work on it. I changed my volume on some different settings and whatnot. I adjusted my mic so that I can like move it around and whatnot, which what I'm going through and I'm bumping the stand and everything. I adjusted some mic stuff so that it sounds better and less jangly and whatnot, but yeah, I might have bumped some volume pieces, so there's a chance that that has done that. So there might be some stuff that's off about that. Anyway, I realized that I had been neglecting some of the basics of stuff that I wanted to go through, which is like form drawing. So I've definitely been neglecting some form drawing stuff, and so I wanted to do some just nice little form drawing pieces. It is wacky waking up and then not having a I was so thrown off by what was going on because I have, my day is reasonably scheduled and whatnot, and totally thrown off by schedule rechange. Totally threw me. Totally threw me. And so it took like 20 minutes to figure out what I was gonna do. And then that project that I was working on came calling back, and I'm like, no, wait. I still have some time and whatnot. I still want to do things. I have a life outside of this, I swear. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. Big stuff's happening today. I would talk about it, but it's a secret, so I can't talk about it. I will talk about it in my next recording, probably. Fun big news. How do I do form drawing? Form drawing is really obnoxious because depending on how you're doing it, it totally changes. Because this is not how I used to do. This is not the classic style of form that I would do. Changes and whatnot. Anyway, wacky stuff. So usually when I did form drawing, it would be like, stick figure and then rib cage and then like circle arms, square, legs, feet, right? And that's your form. Hold on. So that's how you used to do form drawing. I don't know what this is, but I'm liking it, so I'm gonna keep going with it. There we go. Yep. Come on, erase. So, oh man, it has been. I regret just a little bit doing the whole like political video, and it's not because it was a political video, and it's not because I didn't want to actually talk about it or anything. It's actually because I ended up not making a video after that. So because I ended up not making a video after that, I it just kind of sat there for like a week and a half. So that was a little wacky. I'm like, oh, I probably should have had a video out, some point. I this form drawing style needs to be refined, but I'm actually really liking how it's feeling. This is feeling nice. The basics need to be redone just a little bit because this is all over the place. But that's playing with stuff is how you figure out what you like doing. I want to get a style, but I don't have a style, and because I don't have a style, it makes it kind of hard to like try practicing in a style. So when I just started doing wacky stuff, and then I'm like, oh, okay, let's bet, go with it, keep going, go, see what comes of it, and then yeah, that's definitely a foot, but I don't know where. How did I do the arms? I did the arms like, okay, so that means that this can go in like this manner, and then knee from there like that. Oh, that actually doesn't look too bad. We're gonna ignore all of the bad parts of it and just say that it looks good. Yeah, because that these feet. Man, this is going great. Yeah. Woo, it is wacky talking to myself again after like 12 days of not. I was gonna talk about some things and totally blanked what I was gonna talk about. Sorry, alarms. Still have everything set for my schedule that never happened today. So, that's fun. Where does the thumb goes behind, so he actually doesn't have a thumb there. I have some photo references that I'm basing this off of. I like this. I don't know how much I like this. Here, let's start. I like this area. I'm not a big fan of what's going on with the torso there. I do like shoulder being marked out because the shoulder muscle is actually a really interesting one. But I don't like exactly how this goes like this. I prefer it to go a bit more like this, where it's like a diamond-esque shape. Yeah, it looks way more shouldery. I don't know what's going on with the forearm. The forearm has an interesting shape because it has like a long line here and then like a muscle here when you're building it, and that's because you have a bone here and another bone here, and they like kind of and then it allows for the rotation of your stuff. But you got like two bones there and then skin, but all of your tendons and muscles get built up around like this part. So if you're like so if you're looking at it like this, where sorry, I had to look at my hand. So this is where your hand goes, right? No, I am not drawing a super good hand here, and that is on purpose. Then there's muscle tendon stuff that builds here, right? So this area, but you also got a little bit of bump here depending on where the rotation of the arm is. So you have some build up here depending on where the arm is, like actually the rotation of the arm and like placement and whatnot. Usually it's not a big deal. The bigger area is this section. So I want to get the build off of that, but also I don't know how to make it look nice. So I could always just like don't know. I don't know. And that is just the problem of art, isn't it? 50 pixels, okay. Whoosh. All over the place, once again, all the time. It's just kind of how this goes nowadays, isn't it? Let's see. Back to this. I don't know. I was still marking what I like. So I don't like this area. Biceps need some work. Let's see. So bicep over a little bit off the shoulder. And then I suppose it depends on, sorry, I'm referencing myself here. I suppose it depends on like where the rotation of the arm is. Is that someone knocking on my door? No. Yes, it is. We're gonna ignore that and have a roommate take care of that. So there's like some sort of like muscle there, and then you have the underside there. So shoulder, you have like your shoulder, which we described like this, generally speaking. If this is where the shoulder goes, and then I suppose it depends on where the elbow is, doesn't it? So if the elbow is like over here, then this is the back of the arm. And if the elbow is like here, then the shoulder needs to bend this way more. So it would look sorry, I'm working out a problem, so I'm getting lost in this because it gives me something to talk about, and I don't want to talk about how I accidentally broke my toilet seat. Because that is when the world calls you fat, it finds some funny ways to do it. Okay, so if that goes like there, then the elbow is actually the back. What is it? I forgot what that is. It tricep? Is that what it's called? Tricep? And the muscle of the bicep will actually go out and then back, depending on how, muscly you are. Okay. So how do we, cause that makes sense there, and then you have your elbow go out, or your forearm go out from there. Yep. Yeah. And then you have your crook of the elbow that artists like to draw, like, yeah, this is looking good. Okay, so this is front. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Shoulder. I know that there's a U in there somewhere, but we'll just put it there for now. Let's see. Okay, so that means if it's going like this and it's out, we have a connection underneath, which allows for the also connection of the chest area, depending on like if we got. Okay, we'll just have that be chest for now, even though we'll address that later. Okay, which then makes this. Okay, and then here's where the elbow is, and then if it goes out like this, we have a out like that. Yeah. Yeah, I like. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that looks nice. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Oh yeah, my toilet breaking. That was really funny. So I was going to the bathroom, right? I was just sitting down, minding my own business. And then there was just like, I thought that there was like a gunshot or something, or someone like broke through a door. It just went like crack. And I look around and I just don't see anything. So I just wait and I listen to see if it came from outside or not. And I just don't hear anything. Zero noise. And so, oh no, wait, I can actually just shrink. Oh, hold on. Control Shift Z. Okay, I can actually select. Let's see if I actually am like go to this or not. Okay. Is this okay? Oh, hold on. My computer is not good at dealing with processes like that. It's okay, computer. I believe in you. We'll just pop you up here. Yeah, okay. I'll learn to use this at some point, I swear. Okay. Yeah, so giant crack throughout the room. I wait. I just don't hear anything from outside. So I start looking around. I don't see anything. So I look at the toilet bowl. The toilet bowl, perfectly fine. Okay. So I get up. And I just kind of like look around. I don't see any reason why this crack should be there. Why there was a giant crack throughout the room. I look at the toilet seat. And it's split in half. I don't know how I did it. I don't know why it was me. But I'm the only person I know that has accidentally broken a toilet seat without doing wacky stuff to the toilet. It just kind of broke. And so there was that. That was slightly disheartening, but we were fine, It was super freaking funny, though. Really freaking funny. But yeah. Accidentally broke the toilet seat, so that was super. I was not expecting that to happen during the that was not on my bingo card. Okay, let's look at this. What why is Control Shift Z? That didn't work. Okay. Let's see. Let's do some work on this. Okay, that was just a little mark. These legs are too long. The thighs, they're just not. They just aren't doing the thing. It's terrible. But let's see. So if I went like that, and then how do kneecaps work? What do kneecaps look like? They're like these weird wacky. Here, what does kneecap feel like? Okay. So kneecaps kind of have rounded top and then pointier bottom. So they kind of go like this. More like this. Kneecap. Great. So just like an elongated footprint. Or wacky footprint. Not necessarily elongated. Okay. I was going to say like an elongated bean. But then it actually just kind of looks like a footprint. Okay, let's go here. Sorry, I was gonna do a bunch of different figure drawings, but got totally distracted. Cause I like the style that's going on here, but I also want to refine it while it's there. Glutes. I suppose that the glutes could actually just, yeah, and then more straight. Yep. Okay, yeah. So just line for the butt, line for the back of the thigh, and then yeah, this is basically just a bone. Really nice for kicking people, but not the yeah, basically just a straight line. It actually has a slight curve like that, which is interesting. You'll notice if you look for it. And then that's how that's supposed to work, I swear. Yeah, that's a little bit better. I suppose that this line actually comes up like that. And then there. And then this comes from behind there and then down. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Man's thick. Let's see. That's not gonna get. No. That's not gonna get clipped. No. The internet forgives and forgets. Totally. 100%. It's not like anything put on the internet is just there permanently. How does... Hold on. Self-reference again. Let's see what these calves look like. Okay. So it's just a little bit here. And then there. And then like down. Okay. So what if I just go like this? Here. And then just down like that, and that works. I suppose that works. Yeah. And then we get to the ankles. So I probably will need to mark those because this should be. Yeah. And then ankle. And then the weird blobs we call feet. This goes here, there, toes. Yeah, that definitely doesn't look like a problem. Toes, bone, toe spread. I don't know, man. Feet are weird. They're like hands, but not. I'm probably one of the few artists that would actually rather draw hands than feet. Because I just don't like how the feet look. I'll find a way to shorthand that later. Anyway, this makes sense to me. This looks good. I like here. Here is fine. The reason I'm having this like this is because there's a problem that you run into when you basically I like to cut it into hips and then the rest of the legs, and if I can get the hip line like this, so this spot of the hip line, and then this is where the other leg comes from. Then that means that I can get away with just doing this for like an upper body piece. So if you're looking at it from the front, it'd kind of look like this. just a little bit, you know. So just the hips crotch area, and that makes it so that you can position the rest of the body to however you want based off of, you know, whatever you're drawing. Anyway, it's nice to get back here and ramble again. I like how this is going. This is working out pretty well. I like breaking up the torso into the chest area, and then I probably could go bottom of rib cage and then connect that to hips. But I'm not sure on that. I just like this spot because it gives some nice anatomical freedom if someone's stretching upwards, right? Because then they have the shoulder and there, and this goes to where the head would be, right? And they're like stretching upwards, so then it makes it, let's see, let's start with shoulder. So it goes like this. Someone's reaching. I recall what we were, you know, all the shorthand that we were working on, because then it makes it so that there's a stretch capacity here without needing to like do a ridiculous amount, you know. And then you can have a head here. Yeah, that's anatomically correct. I don't know what you're talking about. But it gives more variety in the torso rather than just rib cage. Right. Yeah. I didn't have a lot to talk about. I do have a lot to talk about, technically speaking. Like, I went on a trip a while back, all the things, all this stuff. Great stuff. I'll tell you about all of that at some point later. I just had some spare time today, and I wanted to use some to do a little bit of drawing, and I like how this is going. Anyway, I will probably be... Woo! I get leave for 12 days, and you can't talk anymore. Yeah, good job, Vaughn. Yeah, that's generally speaking, that's the set. Alrighty, I will talk to you guys later.